my buddy Natalie is going to be jumping in here, feeding these fish. She's going to be very popular. The fish are going to kind of swarm her. She is going to have the food in her hands though, so that's going to be why. In one hand, she's going to have some algae sheets, which is, if you like sushi, the green stuff wrapped around your sushi. In the other hand, she's going to have a very fancy fish feeding device, also known as a ketchup bottle. That's going to have some krill in it for these guys, so they're absolutely going to love that. Now they look hungry, but they are absolutely spoiled here at the aquarium. This tank gets fed every odd hour of the day at all of our dive shows. So they're going to get those algae sheets, they're going to get the krill. They're also going to be thrown in a couple quarts of clams every day. We're also going to put in some bok choy lettuce for these guys usually. And we have some fish friends in the tank that absolutely love to eat their vegetables, so they're going to love that food as well. They're also going to get some supplements, so algae wafers, some fish pellets, just like you would feed your fish friends at home. Now this tank here is the third largest tank at the aquarium, so it has 51,000 gallons of artificial salt water in it. I didn't mention it's artificial, just meaning that none of the water comes from the ocean. So that is for a couple of reasons that we don't bring water from the ocean. This tank actually represents the Indo-Pacific region of the world. So that's going to be anywhere from Madagascar to Hawaii. So these are really tropical fish that wouldn't really appreciate our Atlantic water as much. That being said, our Atlantic coast water does have lots of bacteria, pollutants, pathogens, things that we really don't want in the fish tank with these guys. Could make them sick. Now you'll notice the fish will follow Natalie around. She still has food. They're going to be her best friends. There are about 750 fish in this tank at the moment. This tank can hold about 1,000 fish at one time. Now from looking at the coral here in the tank, do you guys think this coral is real or fake? If you guys think it's real, raise your hand. If you guys think this is fake coral, raise your hand. Congratulations everyone, it's really fake. Good job. Now, this is going to be fake for a couple of reasons. Coral is a living animal, so it is not a plant. It grows sometimes about 1/4 of an inch to about 1 inch per year. So that this coral here could take thousands of years to actually grow this size in the wild. Natalie's an excellent diver, but coral is so fragile. If she were to touch a piece or accidentally kick a piece with a fin, that can not only damage and kill that piece of coral, but the surrounding colonies of coral as well. So it is very, very fragile. 1 degree Celsius change in water temperature can also harm coral as well. So very, very fragile. We do have mostly artificial coral around the aquarium. You will be able to go to the living gallery. We have 1 tank of live coral, and it's really neat to see the difference between a live coral and an artificial coral setting. Now 750 fish in the tank. A really neat fact is that most of the fish in the tank here are venomous. Now that might seem a little crazy. Natalie is swimming around with about 75% of venomous fish here in this tank. She is in no harm's way though. She feeds them. They love her. They're not going to harm her at all. But we can actually point out a few that you can actually tell are venomous just from looking at them. So one of my favorites to point out is called a Sohal surgeon fish. He's going to have blue fins and an orange stripe near the base of the tail. Let's find one for you guys. Right here in the middle. So this guy right here, Sohal surgeon fish, that bright orange stripe near the base of the tail, is its bone chip. So that bone chip is as sharp as a surgeon's scalpel. So that name's surgeon fish, that's where that name comes from. If that fish were to feel threatened, that bone chip pops out at a 90-degree angle, just like a switchblade, does contain a mild venom. So not all of the fish have an obvious bone chip, such as the Sohal, where it's a bright orange. But after the show is over, come up and look at some of the other fish. They have a little stripe near the base of the tail, and that's going to be the bone chip. Some of them do blend in a little bit, but you can actually see it. Now some other really neat fish I'd like to point out is, well, first of all, scientists can be very boring. So you guys didn't know it, but if you're not creative, you could be a scientist. So we have one really neat fish in the tank here with a big horn on its head. You guys probably know of a mythical creature with a horn on its head. You guys yell it out. Unicorn. Unicorn, so we called that guy a unicorn fish. Very creative of a scientist. Now I have another friend right here, yellowfish, black mask over his face. Natalie pointed him out for you guys. What other land animal do you know that might have a mask over his face? He probably rummages around your garbage too. Yell that one out. Raccoon, good job guys. That guy is a raccoon butterfly fish. Pretty easy for that little guy too. Now one more, this one kind of stumps people. This one has black and yellow stripes. Horizontal black and yellow stripes right here. Anybody want to guess what that one might be called? Just yell out your guess, guys. Bumblebee? Zebra? Scientists were even more boring than that, guys. They called it a stripey. So that's its name. Now, Natalie looks a little bored right now. She cannot hear anything we're saying, so we can yell at her all we wanted to. She's behind 6 inches of acrylic right now. So the way we communicate since she's underwater behind acrylic is with hand signals. So we're gonna ask Natalie, is she okay? And she's okay. We're gonna tell her to go all the way to the top. And then we can tell her to come all the way back down. Now we love to play games here at the aquarium, so we're going to play a trick on Natalie, and we're going to tell her that there's a shark in the tank. No sharks. Not in here. Now we have one more trick for you guys, but I actually need everyone's help. Now Natalie can't see you guys just as well as we're able to see her, so if she sees you not helping out, she's going to point at you. It might take a little bit longer, so just help us out, guys. We're going to make a big O over the top of our heads. 1, 2, 3, big O. Big O, guys. Thank you guys so much. Good job. She's satisfied. Now if you're in the back of the room, please don't worry. Natalie's trick is going to float. But you might have noticed walking around the aquarium this morning that we don't have any dolphins or whales here. South Carolina is one of the only states where it is illegal to house dolphins or whales in captivity. So we have trained our friend Natalie here to do some tricks for you guys. Now you also might see a really large fish go right behind Natalie's head. That guy is going to be called a sweet lips. He's the largest fish in the tank. And what Natalie is doing for you guys are bubble rings. These are pretty difficult to master, but she's doing an excellent job. A lot of them are getting all the way to the top. A lot of marine mammals can make bubble rings as well, so this is really neat. Now we can have sea lions and seals in our state. You might have been up to Parch Boys, and they do have some sea lions up there. Still no dolphins or whales. They do live off the coast here. And there's Big Sweet Lips right there on cue, right behind Natalie's head. He's going to make a perfect pillow for her. He loves to kind of play with the bubbles that are behind the tank coming from there. She did an excellent job. Let's give Natalie a round of applause. Thank you, Natalie. Now, if you guys have any other questions about the tank or about the aquarium, please come up and talk to me. I love questions. I love to talk to you guys. You can come give Natalie a high five. You can play a trick on her. Don't tell her I said that. And you can take pictures with her if you'd like to. But I hope you guys really enjoyed the dive show and you'll have a fantastic rest of your morning here.